Hey, what is up? So I want to film another update and provide some news to those who are interested. So if you want to listen to this boring ass shit for like 10 minutes, then stay tuned. Now I'm in the town of Syktyvkar at my girlfriend's house. Came here for the holidays and I'll tell you what happened last month. So on December 14th, I went to the indoor skate park in Moscow. I felt it wasn't quite the time to do it, but anyways, our streets are already covered with snow. I couldn't manual or do anything else outdoors. So I went to the skate park and rode a mini ramp for a while. I didn't have very good control because I had a sort of dizziness that I almost didn't feel off the bike. And my right leg wasn't fully capable as well. But anyways, I could like 1 foot above the coping, as the guys told me. I wanted to air at least 2 feet above the coping and then maybe film something at least for Instagram. But then, due to this bad control, I crashed, got a mild concussion. Half an hour later, I went to the closet and saw I was peeing blood. After like 30 hours, the blood didn't go away. So I went to the medical center just to check if everything's good. And the doctor there told me it's pretty serious, might be dangerous, and called the ambulance right there, and it brought me to the hospital. And there in the hospital they did all the necessary examinations and found out it was just a stone in my kidney. That was moved to the ureter by this little kick, and this actually caused blood. The stone is pretty big, 8.5 millimeters, so I had to go through surgery. They installed a pipe inside my ureter. Then I should wait for like a month until the ureter becomes wider, and then they remove both the pipe and the stone, and then it's all good, hopefully. But for now, the pipe is inside me, and I shouldn't go to the gym, ride bikes. I shouldn't even run because it's quite dangerous with the pipe. So I'm taking it really easy until the end of January. Now I'll tell you a few words about my rehabilitation after a diffuse accidental injury. So, in March 2020, one man wrote me on Instagram. He also rides bikes and he works as an osteopath in the Moscow region. He knew my story from the very beginning and he offered me some help with rehabilitation. Well, I always accept all this new stuff, so I said why not and asked him about the price. He said he wasn't sure about the results, so it was totally free. Then I met him like 3 times, I think 2 times in spring and once maybe in June. He didn't actually do anything special. He just explained me a lot about human anatomy, physiology, explained me lots of stuff and pushed me to learn anatomy much more, which I actually started doing in using this new knowledge in my training process. And only then I could show some really good progress in training, which couldn't even compare to what I did before. I use actually lots of stuff, isometric exercises, so-called statodynamics, and many other things. I experimented a lot. I always tried some new stuff, and some of the things I tried worked really good for me, and they are not described anywhere, neither in Russian nor in English. At least I couldn't find this information anywhere. So I want to film video series about rehabilitation and recovery in the future, because you cannot find this information anywhere. So someone should do it, and probably this someone is me in this case. All these rehab specialists, so-called rehab specialists, just don't know shit. For example, I spent 2 months in a very expensive rehabilitation center in Moscow, where 1 month costs like 10,000 bucks. Of course, they did something there. I started working there, but it was all. They didn't give me any exercises for doing it home, no recommendations, no advice, no nothing. They just said, well, you are good, you can go. So I left the center as a disabled, partially paralyzed person who couldn't speak normally, who was always dizzy as hell. Then I spent plenty of time and money training with a woman who was also a rehabilitation specialist. And now I realize all these trainings were absolute waste of time and money, absolutely useless, and they didn't have any scientific background or anything else. First I was really angry, but then I realized all the rehabilitation works like this, unfortunately. And I'm not talking about Russian rehabilitation, I'm talking about probably the whole world. For example, you can remember Scotty Grammer, who lives in the USA, who is very well known, and probably he should have got some good rehabilitation, but he didn't get it. He's still a disabled, partially paralyzed person. He stretches his right arm. If you know a thing or two about muscular recovery, you should understand one shouldn't stretch his badly innervated muscles, because you can do only worse stretching them. But he fucking stretches it, no one tells him anything, and this looks really, really sad. I hope he'll watch my videos about recovery, because in his case it's absolutely possible to recover. I'm not sure about 100% recovery in his case, but he can definitely do much better than he actually does. So I hope my videos can help him and many other people after strokes, brain injuries, spinal cord injuries, because the exercises are quite the same. Now I'll tell a few things about my dizziness and imbalance. They are all coming from my neck. You know, when a man gets a diffuse axonal injury or any other serious brain injury, he most likely gets a kind of neck injury as well. It's not like breaking your neck, it's caused by you moved a neck vertebra, which pull your patellomenics. In this may cause dizziness, imbalance problems, headaches, bad sleep, and other problems as well. Besides that, your spasmed inner neck muscles, barely innervated muscles, they can compress your nerves and arteries, which influences a lot your brain functioning, your shoulder and arm function, and your speech as well, because your glossopharyngeal and sublingual nerves are situated deeply in your neck. And when your inner neck muscles spasm, they compress these nerves, and you cannot speak normally because your tongue is badly innervated. Well, I cannot speak much about this now since I have some time limitations, but I'll definitely talk about this in my future videos. So, if you want to know what comes next, you can subscribe to the channel. You can follow me on Instagram. And hopefully see you soon. Bye.